If you've been affected by the recent LA wildfires, there's some important tax relief you need to know about. From extended deadlines to claiming disaster-related losses, there are ways to ease the financial burden during the challenging time. Stay tuned for a couple of quick slides detailing how you can take advantage of these benefits. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe so you don't miss out on these critical updates. Thanks for watching.
All right, so I'm going to go through a couple slides here relating to the Los Angeles wildfire tax relief. To kind of get started here, FEMA, also known as Federal Emergency Management Agency, has stated right now Los Angeles County, anyone that lives or works in Los Angeles County kind of falls under this tax relief. I kind of listed some places within Los Angeles County, just to name a few. But you should, if you live outside of Los Angeles County, you should continue to watch and monitor FEMA's website because they're going to update this if there's any changes. And also definitely check out the IRS website for updates there because there's been changes constantly. Now, here's another potential relief here. So if you're a taxpayer, you live outside of Los Angeles County, but you were impacted because your records are located within Los Angeles County. So just say you live outside of Los Angeles County, but you work in Los Angeles County, the building that you work in, all your tax records and everything no longer exists, you need more time, then what you need to do is you need to contact the IRS. And here's the phone number to call, 866-562-5227. And the IRS will work with you to give you some more time. So this is individuals as well as businesses, right? So, take advantage of this. Next up, extended deadline. So as you know, individuals, it's April 15th. And for S Corps LLCs, the due date's March 15th. And C Corps, the due date is April 15th. And nonprofits, the due date is May 15th. Well, if you're in Los Angeles County, the new extended deadline is October 15th. And that captures nonprofits, corporations, fiduciaries, partnerships, LLCs, S Corp tax returns, quarterly payroll, excise tax returns, the 2024 quarterly estimated tax payments. So Q4 payments are due tomorrow, January 15th. So those have been extended, and the 2024 contributions to IRAs and HSAs have been extended until October 15th. So this is key. So if you live or work in Los Angeles County, and were impacted, your new tax filing deadline for the 2024 tax year is October 15th, 2025. Penalties waived. So failing to make payroll and excise tax deposits due on or after January 7th and before January 22nd. If you make those deposits by January 22nd, 2025, any penalties will be waived by the IRS. Next up, claiming these losses. So this is key here. So if you've been impacted, and just say you lost your house, unfortunately, you can claim these losses on your 2025 tax return, or you can go back and amend your 2024 tax return. Okay. So these are taxpayers that suffered uninsured, unreimbursable disaster losses. Okay. Now, taxpayers have up to 6 months after the due date of their federal return for the disaster year to make this election. So if you think about disasters happening here in 2025, so your tax year is 2025, which is due April 15th. 6 months after the due date, that brings you to October 15th, 2026 to make this election. Okay. But you might as well make this election as soon as you can. And then here's something also important is you want to write the FEMA declaration number, which is 4865DR on your tax return. Okay. And then next up, exclusion of qualified disaster relief payments. So, if the government, and I saw something today about the government, is going to give everyone that's impacted like $700, $800, any payments that you receive from the government is non-taxable on your tax return. Okay. So you exclude that from your gross income. Retirement plan relief. So with this one, you want to check with your retirement plan documents and your CPA for further guidance, but the taxpayer may be eligible to take a special disaster distribution from your retirement accounts that are not subject to the 10% early distribution. So that means if you're over a certain age limit and you take money out, there's no 10% penalty. But if you're under that age limit and you take money out of your retirement account early, there's a 10% penalty. But there's special cases where this penalty is not, doesn't relate to, and one of them is, disaster relief. Also, you may be eligible to make a hardship withdrawal as well, and that's not subject to the 10%. So those are some other options. And then finally here, the last slide here is how do you record this unreimbursed losses? Like where on your tax return do you report this? So step one, it's form 4684. It's called casualties and theft. And it's going to calculate the loss that you're going to report on your tax return. So that's step one. And then once you're done with that amount, that loss is going to be carried over to Schedule A, line item, other itemized deductions. So for those of you because there's two types of deductions you can take on your personal return, the standard deduction or the itemized deduction. And typically people that own a home, they have mortgage interest, property taxes, or they donate a lot to charitable donation or organizations, they typically itemize. Those that, don't own a home or the mortgage interest is small, they don't make charitable donations, or it's very small, they take a standard deduction. Even if you're a standard deduction person and you incurred a bunch of losses here, that's probably going to trip you to the itemized deduction because that's going to be higher than the standard deduction. But this is where you're going to report your loss, and you don't want to miss this here. So again, you can report that on your 2024 tax return that you're going to file in 2025, or you can report this on your 2025 tax return that's going to be due in 2026. So let me know if you have any other questions. Leave them in the comments below. I'll answer them. And if you like this video, click the like button. And thanks again for watching.